Hey, team, we're here for upper body push. This is pretty simple, straightforward. I think you can get by with this entire workout being dumbbells only. I will triple check on that before I say definitely. Um, but we have pretty much all of the basics today. I will be using a bench for tricep dips, seated overhead presses. I think that's it. And my setup, I've got some lighter weight options for things like triceps. I have 10s, I have 15s, 20s, and 30s. I also have 8s and 5s lying around, but I don't think you'll need anything super light today. So let's see. We kick things off with our seated overhead presses. We've got 4 sets, our last set being a heavy AMRAP set. We have tricep kickbacks. I would say I'll probably stick with 10s or maybe even 15s. We've got 3 sets of those. That's superset number 1. We have a dumbbell pullover, which is working sort of like the inner chest, upper chest, a little bit of core. So we usually have core work sprinkled in. That's going to be part of it, like a combo movement. That's one of my favorites. So I'll be using most likely a 20 or a 15 for that. And then we have our tricep dips. We've got a burnout. So we're going to combine some push-up progressions, different push-up variations, and a hollow body hold. So only one exercise being timed. That's the hollow body. 30 to 60 seconds, depending on your level for that movement. And that's just going to essentially give you a break in between those push-ups. We're only working 4 to 6, but it is a burnout. So it's a 4 to 6 rep regular push-up followed by 4 to 6 rep tricep push-up. And then we've got a shoulder or piked push-up, depending on what you call it, to wrap that up. So that hollow body is a nice little break, working the core, and then right back to that. So pretty simple profile today, very straightforward. I'm gonna adjust my bench real quick for our seated overhead presses. So for my progressions, because we've got 8 to 12 reps, I'm gonna start with 20s. Yeah, that feels right. I'm gonna keep my 30s nearby. Because at some point I'm making that jump right into it. So please come warmed up, ready to go. Warmed up, dynamic stretches done, and dusted. Here we go. Your tempo and your speed matters. Good stuff. All right, those 12 reps felt pretty good. Feel like I could replicate that across 3 sets. Maybe burn out with my last set being heavy, or the last 2 sets being heavy. We'll see. We shall see. Now, if you're unsure about making your next jump in weight for overhead presses, and you do not have a spotter, I'm going to strongly suggest find the overhead press or shoulder press machine at the gym. It's going to be a much safer option for you. So flirt with that next progression. Feels really good to be kicking back with 15s and getting 12, where I used to be at 8 with that heavier weight, and I'd be stuck at 10s going up to 12 reps. It feels good kind of looking back and recognizing what you're able to do today, especially if you vividly remember things that maybe you weren't able to do at first. Even within the first couple years of lifting, couple months, couple years, there's always some progress to be celebrated, right? If you choose to focus on that. Woo. Set number 2 of 3 for these kickbacks. Awesome, awesome job. Way to work. Way to work. Oh, man. And yes, confirmed. If I didn't mention it before, I stand corrected. This whole workout, dumbbell only. No Swiss ball, no resistance bands. Travel friendly if needed. So, in this superset, I want you to think about a progression that you're gonna make, preferably in your overhead presses, because aside from our push-ups, this is our only compound lift. So remember, we want to be optimizing compound lifts, training very close to failure, if not to failure. So think about that next progression. And then we have our last set of kickbacks. So how do you want to make that last set your best? Do you want to stick with the last rep and set weight range that you just did? You want to stick with that across all 3 sets, but maybe slow your form down, slow your tempo down, improve your movement quality somehow, because that's still a progression, especially if you're lifting at home. Taking time to really increase time under tension, that is absolutely a form of progression without changing your weight, reps, or sets. Do not underestimate the power that just that one thing can give to you. Last time you'll see these kickbacks. I'm at 10. I'm going to go for 2 more. Dang. Pushing ourselves today. Pushing ourselves. A very simple workout does not translate necessarily into level of difficulty. In other words, simple and straightforward does not equal easy. All right, if your workouts are ever easy, that is a you problem. That is a, I am not pushing myself to the level that I could actually push myself. And recognizing that creates many options for you to make the next progression. Okay, this is our AMRAP set, meaning as many reps as possible. I'm gonna go heavy and fail where I fail with 0 expectations. So if that's 2 reps, if that's 20 reps, the goal is to fail. Okay, so it really doesn't matter what that number is. Release expectations completely. Let your body tell you when you're done. And this is where an overhead press machine, if you do not have a spotter, can be extremely helpful if you're not that confident in effectively deloading or loading your weight. All right, y'all, that's what a failure set really looks like. Pullovers. I'm going to use a 15 or a 20, haven't really decided yet, but your head and neck is not going to be supported on your bench. I like to place my feet up on it. So right here, alone, in this position, my core is totally engaged. So we start right here, fully engaged, slowly bringing that dumbbell back in that pull forward is really where you're gonna feel that upper chest and your core working together. Eight to 12 reps. Tricep dips. 8 to 12. Bend those knees if you need to modify. Woo! Guys, nothing wrong with failing at 8. Nothing wrong with it. There's no rule that says in order to succeed, you must be reaching 10 to 12 reps consistently. Now, if you're using a challenging weight and you're failing at 8 reps, you're winning. I reach like peak engagement here, and that's where I start my pull forward. Make sure in this position, fingertips are pointed straight. Your hands are directly next to those hips. So you're not out here, you're not too wide. And you're not doing like chicken wings. Your elbows should be aligned with the back of the room. And your bent position should be at a 90-degree angle. So whether you're straight or bent, all right, shake it, shake it, shake it. Guys, we've got one more set. And then we've got our burnout finisher, whatever you want to call it, which should be fun. I'm gonna set my timer up for that. Up to 60 seconds, but you can fail after 30. I I'd rather you modify the hollow body hold than cut your seconds short, because it's best to modify and still get that really good core engagement than try to make a progression if you're just not really quite ready. Ooh. Here we go, here we go. Whew. All right. Dang, I'm gonna scooch this bench out of the way a little bit. Okay. 4 to 6 reps of each push-up variation. You do not have to stick with the exact number across the board, because these are going to target different muscle areas. So you can do, 4 regular push-ups, 6 tricep push-ups, and 5 piked push-ups. All right. So the whole point is to, again, get very close to failure within the series. So don't burn yourself out. All right, 4 to 6, because you're going right into the next variation. So without a rest, it's actually, if you did 6 of each, 6, 12, 18 push-ups, which is a lot, okay? So even though they're varying muscle groups, that's a lot of reps when you think about it within one series. We will hit it 3 times. So I'm not gonna burn myself out. I'm gonna start at the bare minimum and see if I need to stay there or try to work my way up. Regular push-ups to start. Tilt those fingertips in, start in perfect high plank position. Wrists directly below those shoulders. Core, quads, glutes engaged right here. Bow and arrow on the angle for the elbows. Lower, lower, lower. Push the floor away from the hands. Transition to tricep push-ups. Fingertips pointed straight instead of inward. Elbows are tight. Walk it into a piked position. Oh my God, those shoulder push-ups, pike push-ups, whatever you want to call them, are the hardest. 30 to 60 second hollow body hold. If you need to modify, you're here with arms back or forward. Progression looks like this. We're already 10 seconds in. It doesn't matter if you go to 60 seconds in this first round and then you fail at 40 or you fail at 30.
It really doesn't, as long as you are pushing yourself. I'm going as long as I can because I need the break. This is the break right here. 40 seconds in. Ten seconds to go. Oh, time. If you made it for the full minute, awesome shit. Congrats. Whew. All right. Set number 2 of our burnout. I like to walk it in to push-up position. Get a decent stretch out of this. Second hollow body. Now, you know my rule about push-ups. So, the way you're going to modify push-ups, if needed, is by having some sort of elevation, a wall, a bench, okay? Work on either just the lowering or just the push. 20 seconds in, just like that. But I'd rather you do a wall push-up, honestly, than lower to the knees. 40 seconds in. Oh, I failed at 50 seconds. If that trend continues, and I fail at 40 seconds in the last round, I'll be really happy with that. Okay, last round of this burnout. Let's go. I know you got it in you. One final push. We got this. Strong core, strong chest, strong triceps, strong shoulders. So glad that's over. Recover right here. Full hollow body or a modification. Doesn't really matter. Breathe and reflect on what you've accomplished in the workout today. Be proud of the fact that you just showed up. That's it. We're halfway there, 30 seconds in. 10 seconds to go. Come on, push. Final 5. Ugh. Awesome shit. I started to modify because I felt that gap in my low back. No bueno. Nothing wrong with the modification. Way to hydrate. Make sure you hydrate, eat, stretch, move, eat your protein, eat your carbs. Move outside of this workout today. Go slay the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.